Welcome to this week's Brittany's Bites. This week we are making an easy weeknight dinner that comes together just in one dish. Makes it sound great already, right? Well, just listen to the ingredients. We're gonna add some healthy broccoli, then some maybe not so healthy cheese, topping it off with some onions and lemons. Yes, we are making creamy Boursin broccoli pasta with a little lemon. So I guess creamy lemon Boursin broccoli pasta, something like that. That's what we're making today. You don't need to know how to say it, you just need to know how to make it. So let's get started with the star of the show, of course, the broccoli. And I'm trying to make it easy on myself. Of course, I do love to buy the crowns and chop it up myself, but this comes ready actually to steam in this bag if you wanted to, but also pre-cut, washed, ready to go. So this would probably be about 2 crowns, I would guess. I may use 1. So like basically half the bag, but I may use it all. Just gonna put it in. And now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want to chop these up into a little bit smaller pieces. So stand by, I'm gonna grab a knife and just trim off some of the ends and get this a little smaller. So I'm still chopping a little bit, but we'll come right back. We are back in action with the broccoli that I want in here, not quite the whole bag here, and I chopped them up into a little bit smaller pieces. You want them kind of bite-sized. Of course, they'll shrink down a bit in the oven, but let's move on to the next step. So you could just add the broccoli, maybe some salt and pepper, olive oil, you're good to go, other than the cheese that we're gonna add. But I'm gonna add in some onion for some more flavor. And this is just about 1/4 of a yellow onion. You can do a white onion. You can probably just do a red onion as well. You do not have to add this if you don't like, but I kinda like adding this flavor. All right, got that in. And the other thing I'm gonna add, woo, those onions are fragrant. I have 2 cloves of minced garlic. You also could just add the garlic and not the onions, or again, neither one, that's fine. And then, of course, we're gonna put in some olive oil before the salt and pepper. Just gonna give it a healthy coating here. Some pepper. I really like pepper, so I'm adding a lot. You don't have to add this much. Some salt. And then also one last optional ingredient. I love adding red pepper flakes to just about anything. You probably know that by now. So I'm gonna put in quite a lot. You do not have to put in any at all. It is totally fine. Now I'm just gonna give this a good stir around to make sure everything is kind of coated in that olive oil. I may even add a little bit more olive oil just to make sure it's all coated. There we go. See already how easy is this? Again, coming together all in one dish. You don't have to get everything all dirty. And then we're gonna add the other star of this show to this. So I'm just gonna sort of make a little well in the middle here where I'm going to add in the Boursin cheese. Now, if you hadn't heard of this before, this is something you probably have seen a million times in the grocery store, and this can be used for so many things. I have a baked Boursin appetizer that I've made before that you can find the recipe online. It's one of my favorite things to make, such a hit. It's so easy to do. People think it's so fancy. You basically just coat it in breadcrumbs and put it in the oven, and you are the star as far as bringing the appetizers. So I'm just going to unwrap this and plop it down right in the middle. Get that part off. There we go. Oh, I don't want to lose any of that cheese. Put that on top as well. And take my hands off. What I'm going to do, because it's going in the oven, and it will get a little brown on top, but I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of the olive oil on top there. I'm going to scooch everything out because it will all get melty and come together in the oven. Now, the other optional thing is lemon. You do not have to add it. I love adding lemon to things like this. It just sort of brings a vibrancy and a little zest, so to speak, this lemon zest. So I'm just going to get a little bit of zest here. Not a whole lot. I don't want to overpower it. I think that's good. Yeah. Ooh, smells great. Okay, this is all good to go. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. We're just gonna put it in there for 20 minutes, and then this will be all good to go. But of course, we talked about making pasta. So behind me, I have water, hopefully boiling by now. I've had it on the stove for a moment or two, and we're just gonna make the pasta according to package directions. For a dish like this with the big chunks of broccoli, I wanted to use a bigger pasta. So this is rigatoni, sort of big tubular pasta. So I'm just gonna follow the package directions, probably 8 to 10 minutes, I'm guessing, but I'll just do whatever it says. But the reason I'm bringing this up now, I want to point out, save about a little cup at least of your pasta water, that starchy pasta water, because that is going to make this all come together as a sauce when we get it out of the oven. So I'm going to pop this in the oven for 20 minutes, boil my pasta, and make sure to reserve some of that pasta water, and then we'll bring it all together for the final dish. Boy, does it smell fantastic in here. I have the broccoli and the Boursin cheese out of the oven. Again, it was in there for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. You can see the cheese is starting to get melty. The broccoli just a little extra roasted in some parts, and those onions just making it all smell so fantastic. So to sort of start to get things going here, I'm going to go ahead and add in some of that pasta water I said to reserve, just to soften things up. And basically we just want to mix this all together to create your pasta sauce essentially. And by the way, I did also boil that pasta because it was the big thick rigatoni. It actually did take about 12 to 14 minutes. So again, just follow the package directions. All right, gonna keep mixing this up a little bit more before I add in the pasta. And I did about half a box of the pasta, by the way. I'm afraid to touch the pan because I did just get it out of the oven to give myself more stability, but it's working so far. All right, a little bit more. Great, okay, it's really coming together now. So I'm going to add the pasta and stir it together, and then keep adding pasta water as needed. All right, here is my pasta. I'll go ahead and add it all in, I think. Let's start there. Whoops, stray. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just continue to stir this up, add some more pasta water, bring it all together, and then we will have the finished product. The pasta is all nice and coated and combined now. Again, smells fantastic in here. This is all it takes to bring together a nice weeknight meal or weekend meal. And then we can just scoop it into individual bowls for serving. Looking great. And then just for a little added touch, you could add some fresh herbs on top, but I'm gonna add another little zest of lemon. I wanna make sure I get enough broccoli in there. Oh yeah, looks great. So I have my lemon. I'm just gonna get a little bit more of, that zest. I'm gonna do this so I can get however much I want and then do this myself. There we go. Perfect. It smells so great in here. I hope you give this a try. Again, it's a super easy recipe and very satisfying. So if you would like to see the whole written out recipe, you can go online right now to WBIR.com.